So previously I had mentioned that we shoot for $30,000 on each of our flips. So if someone is interested in bringing me a deal, this is the way I would break down the numbers. So the purchase price minus 10%, and that 10% is going to be your carrying costs, your commissions on the sale, and some of the other expenses that go along with carrying and selling a property. Then we have our profit, which we add second after the closing costs. And that's going to be $30,000. So we're shooting for a minimum of $30,000. In Lansing, Michigan, where we are, there's tons of deals that might make $5,000 or $10,000 when it's all said and done, and those are just not worth our time at the scale that we're trying to work with. So $30,000 is our minimum profit, or I kind of shoot for 20%. So $30,000 is our minimum profit, or 20% of the ARV, or the after repair value. So if we're selling the house for $200,000, I want 20% of that, which is going to be $40,000. But if we're selling the house for $100,000, I'm okay with making $30,000. Which just needs to fit the rest of our numbers. So we have the closing costs, or the carrying costs, of 10%. We have our profit of $30,000 minus the rehab budget, which on our average rehab cost is $30,000 now. Everything has gone up. It used to be $20,000 a couple of years ago. Now it's $30,000. So 10% minus $30,000 is the max that we could pay for a property. So if someone was bringing me a house saying, hey, I think this house is worth $100,000, I'd subtract 10%, that's 90. Subtract 30,000 for our profit, that's 60. Subtract 30,000 for the rehab, that's 30,000. Or I'm sorry, that leaves you with 30,000 is our max allowable offer that we could offer. And then if a wholesaler was bringing it, they'd have to add their fee on top of that. So this is a house that I just walked through that's on the market. I look at houses on market, off market. Running the numbers on this one later this afternoon. It has to meet those metrics for it to make sense for me. So if you have a deal that does make sense, shoot it my way. I'd be happy to chat.